And welcome to the show. This is 5051.com's Pop Topics here in the Funky Bunker. I am one of your hosts, Matt Boyd, at Matt Neil Boyd on Twitter, Neil with an A, and with me as always is Casey Shaheen.
Well, thank you for that introduction. I'm Casey Shaheen at Gym Class Tryhard across all social media.
This is Pop Topics, episode number 65, the show with all the media news you need with none of the opinions you want. There's a few different ways that you can watch or listen to this show. The first way is you can watch live on youtube.com. Just go over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/5051radio. Spell it out, 5051 Radio. Find the link to the YouTube page. Come over here. Click like and subscribe. If you subscribe, we get to 100 subscribers. We can get a custom URL to make it a lot easier for you fucks to watch this show. You can also watch archive videos on youtube.com on our YouTube page. You can listen to archived MP3s on iTunes. Just search Pop Topics. You can listen on soundcloud.com/5051 Radio. Spell it out, 5051 Radio. Also head over to 5051.com to find anything Casey and I have ever done ever.
All of it. All of it. It's an exhaustive library of us learning. It's been a real journey, Matt.
It's been fun.
We're here. How do you think the studio looks, bud?
It looks phenomenal. This is our second week in the new and we got fucking. Can they see this?
Yeah.
Can they see these? We got fucking whiskey, y'all, because we men. This is this is awesome. Y'all are really putting this place together. This place is built for. This is the home that Alex Jones built, and this is the studio built by Filthy G, Phil Grand, our producer himself, and Casey Shaheen. He is the co-host of the show and the carpenter of the show.
Lamp to your
much
feet,
like
to your path.
much like his Middle Eastern hero Jesus.
It's true. True. He was a Hebrew. Well, not unlike Phil. So it goes full circle. Matt, talk to me about your week. How was your week, bud?
My week was pretty good. Tell me about your week while I try to post this shit, because I have a lot to talk about.
Oh man, it was actually so far. I mean, it was good. It was really good until last night. I was here. I was putting some of that stuff together. Phil and I were just kind of dinking around, and I got home and I couldn't sleep because I knew I had to get back here in the morning, and I just couldn't figure out how to get back to. I couldn't figure out how to sleep so that I could wake up and finish this thing. Well, I woke up. I had a cigarette on the roof, on the patio. I went down, back down to my bed. Turned on a little Joe Rogan, as I do. I put about 20 minutes on the sleep timer on the podcast app, where you can also find our podcast. Just search Pop Topics. And I turned it on, and in the dark, I put it on the nightstand, and I dunked my phone in a big ol' Yeti cup.
Oh, shit.
So I immediately freaked out, tried to shut it down, pop out the SIM card, and put it in a bag of rice. I mean, it worked kinda, but when I booted
What
it up
kind of
this
rice?
morning,
Brown rice?
white rice.
You have a vegan
very
phone?
specific white rice.
Oh, okay.
The Charlottesville of rice.
Gotcha.
And I tried to make it work out, and so I've been without a phone all day, and it's been really weird. But I kind of feel like it's part of the first day of a breakup when you realize it's probably gonna come back, but you're like, I don't know what to do with myself that we're she's not around. So I genuinely have that feeling of loss, but also I've been very present all day, and that's been a bit of an issue because now I'm fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
We were here and we just concluded the first episode of the new Hotness podcast.
Yeah.
Run by Chance Willie and Corey Perry. And I don't know. I'm tired, man.
Yeah.
But the week's also been kind
You're a
of
sleepy
exhausting.
boy.
I'm a sleepy boy,
You
but it's been a
sleep.
great week.
Cool.
Had fun. Had a good therapy session yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about what else happened. I made a lot of money at work. I told a little girl that she chartered herself from jean shorts to khakis.
How old was this?
8 years old.
Nice.
It was a really good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I made a lot of money this weekend, which is nice. I'm going on vacation in 2 weeks, so it's nice now I'm stacking that money.
Yeah.
By the way, had insurance on my phone. Get insurance on your phone because they'll send you one the next day.
Nice.
Matt, tell me about your week.
I had a pretty good week. A lot of football. A lot of which we'll talk about here in a little bit.
that.
A lot of hanging out, doing a lot of comedy. Last night I I went outside of my comfort zone.
No way.
And I went outside of state lines to do comedy.
Kentucky?
I went to Kentucky. I went up
Oh, I
to
guessed that.
Bowling Green and did the Everything open mic. I don't think that's what it's called, but an Everything open mic that happens in Bowling Green at a bar called Tidballs. Me and friend of the show Eddie DeGrella, another Nashville comic photographer, drove up about an hour up to Bowling Green and did this open mic that's an Everything open mic where you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like they give you 15 minutes and there's a lot of bands. There's a lot of bands that play. It's like really close to Western Kentucky, so like a lot of student bands. There's slam poetry. There's a girl that just went up there and hooked up her iPod and just sang cover songs. It was fucking...
Was it miserable?
Weird, and it was very strange and very uncomfortable at times, but it was fucking awesome. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my entire life. I just went up there and did, I don't even know if I did 15. I did like 10 minutes of comedy, and after like a couple of bands, a couple of fucking awesome bands. Shout out to Roughwood, one of the genuinely best live performances I've ever seen in my entire life. The cool thing about the bar Tidballs and this Everything open mic is that it's where Cagey Elephant got their start. It's the first time they performed together. Was at Tidballs, and they do like a secret show there every once in a while.
And they popped out pretty quick. One could say that they went in one ear and right out the other.
Look at you. They got out of their cage and found that elephant. You know, the elephant. The elephant in the room was those boys.
They're very good at managing their tusks.
Yes. It was
tusk
awesome.
oriented. Damn it, tusk oriented is what I was going for.
It's the bar is very close to Western Kentucky University, who is also part of the Conference USA conference. And I learned, first of all, like Western Kentucky, MTSU, pretty big rivals. Casey and I and Phil and Chance went to MTSU. And that was the first time I'd ever been to Bowling Green. I'm True Blue. These colors don't run. And Bowling Green it's Murfreesboro of Kentucky. Like it's so crazy that the two big rivals in Conference USA are in the exact same town.
That's weird.
Yeah, I'm working on this theory that I think that they decide what schools go into what conference by haircuts.
Oh, really?
I think that's why they do that.
Let's break it down by city. So
there's a lot of like Bowling Green and Murfreesboro have the same haircuts. There's two haircuts in both of those towns.
Is there no haircuts?
One of them
a lot
is
of
no
long
haircut.
hair, a lot of not care.
One is long hair, don't care. The other one is the side shave. There's a lot of those in both towns. It's a very weird, just a lot of fucking cigarettes and a lot of weird.
Like what is this? Seattle in '96?
Yeah,
get out of here.
It's like Hot Topic Hill people, like everywhere.
Still wearing
they're
Invader
awesome.
Zim
They're
and Jack Skellington shit.
They're so fucking weird, but it's awesome. It was such a cool little place. It went like we got there at like 10:30, and it went until like 2 a.m. And there was a lot of like weird bands and like a lot of weird people, and it was fun. It was just fucking fun. True artists. There was this band called Roughwood, and they're three brothers, and their last name is Woodruff, and they fucking killed. Like they were very Cagey Elephant-esque, and then they were the ones that went up right before me, and then I went up and got off stage and went and talked to them. And I was like, how long have y'all been playing? And they're like, oh, this is the first time we've ever played together.
That's awesome.
And I was like, do you guys have like your music on like SoundCloud?
You're the brothers, right?
Yeah, Woodruff.
They've never played. They've never played together.
No, it was the first time. Like the bassist, it was the first time that he had ever played bass on stage. The other two brothers, the guitarist / vocalist and the drummer, have like practiced together and a lot. But the first time they've ever been on a stage in front of people and performed, and they fucking killed it. Like fucking killed. And they were like, yeah, we never played together, and like we don't really have our music anywhere, and none of us have Facebook, and like we just do this shit. And I was like, y'all are fucking artists. Y'all are artists. I had to go up there after them and like make these dick jokes funny, and these guys were fucking killing it. True weird ass fucking artists. It's cool. I liked them. They were awesome.
You're on the fence about art.
Yeah,
You're back and forth,
I'm on
man.
the fence of people who call themselves artists.
Yeah.
And These guys would never call themselves artists, and they were true art.
See,
It was
I
real
think
art.
that's what it is. It's just it's unspoken.
Yeah.
You just got to do it. No
They
credit.
fucking killed it. There was the first band that went up, Solar Disco Force. They were like a knockoff Daft Punk. Like they had straight up like the Daft Punk helmets that had like words going across the visor.
Nice.
And they were wearing like Power Ranger outfits, and they were fucking weirdos.
So they were like Daft Punk, but better, faster, stronger, better?
Yes. And they were fucking having fun.
How long was their set?
They went over. They did like 20 minutes.
So you say that they're up all night to have fun?
Yes.
And they're up all night to get lucky?
That's exactly what I'm
They
saying.
just keep playing. They just keep going.
It was fucking weird. It was fun. I had a
Good,
very
man.
good time.
I'm glad that you had fun. Look at that. You're traveling. You're going around the world. You know how I sell Bowling Green? I like to tell people if they're from Bowling, I go, hey, cool. You're home of the biggest sinkhole in the middle of an automobile museum.
Yeah.
Because that sinkhole in the middle of the Corvette Museum happened a couple years ago.
Oh, really? They have a Corvette museum in Bowling Green?
Yeah, that's where it is. Yeah, but that's about how updated my material on Bowling Green is. Also, I'm pretty sure they have like a dinosaur world out there.
Nice.
Like where there's like big plaster dinosaurs. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty.
It was a neat little
Pretty
town.
cool.
I didn't spend a lot of time in there, but I get it. It was fucking Murfreesboro. It's Kentucky's Murfreesboro. I totally understand it. I fucking might as well have lived in Bowling Green for 5 years.
That's true.
And it was just a fun little place, fun little time. Speaking of performing comedy,
Dates.
let me get these dates out the gates real quick. I just found out a couple of hours ago that I'll be doing the Acme Comedy Show tonight at 8 p.m. at Acme Feed and Seed in Nashville. That's a show that's put on by Brittany Beer, and I'll be doing that tonight. On Friday, I will be doing Joke Jams Volume 2 with it's hosted by Corey Perry and Mike Pablo. It's going to be Chance Willie, Josh Wagner, Gabe Atchley, Brad Sativa, Vala Jailbird, and we got two hip-hop DJs, DJ Witch, and I don't know the other one's name. There's going to be a twerk for the troops. That is Friday night at 10 p.m., doors at 9, $3 chart cover. And then October 2nd, I'm going to be at Zany's doing the Laugh with Lightning comedy showcase contest thing. I don't know what time that's at. I'm going to say at 7:30. We're just going to be safe. Just camp out around 2 p.m. If you get there at 2 p.m., you're going to be fine. You'll be there for the show. But I don't know exactly when it starts. And then, yeah. Also, I've already kind of started it. We talked about it the last couple of weeks, but I'm starting a new podcast on the 5051 network.
I love the art, man.
It's I've already done a couple episodes, one with Chance Willie, one with Casey Shaheen, but we finally found a name and iTunes album art. It is Pray Tell with Matt Boyd.
Pray tell.
Pray Tell. Pray Tell with Matt Boyd. I'm just going to sit down with friends, interview them for an hour and a half, different people. I got one episode with Chance, one episode with Casey. This week, fingers crossed, I'll be doing it with the jailbird herself, Vala Bird, because I figure, if I'm going to spend half of these Pray Tell shows talking about black people, I might as well get them on the show.
You might as well do it on the front end.
Yeah, I might as well ask.
It's almost
them.
like the opposite of the champs if you don't do it.
Right, exactly. So there's that. Look out for that. It'll be coming up. It won't be on the Pop Topics feed anymore, but it'll be under the same umbrella. We're gonna get a podcast group page. Mm-hmm. We're gonna fucking build.
We're gonna do it.
This is Rome, bitches. Okay, mm-hmm. And we're gonna build it. Rome was not built in a day, you know.
But it burnt down pretty quickly, though.
Mm-hmm. And so that'll be fun. Nothing else really. That was a lot.
Let's talk targeting.
Okay.
Let's talk Richard Sherman in that Titans game.
Target. Oh yeah.
Fuck that.
The Sherm.
That's it. That's what I got.
The fucking Sherm. By the way, shout out to the Tennessee Titans. Those boys are real. They know what they're doing.
They're doing a
That's
good
a
job.
fucking team this year.
I love that our quarterback, and I'm going to say our quarterback because it's going to get to it, that our quarterback's publicist has made a point.
You talking about Marcus Cherry Soda?
Yep, I am. Made a point, and I'm assuming it's a point because in the last 2 weeks, commentators have continually harped on the point that it's Mariota, not Mariota. That boy's got a publicist.
It's the Mario debacle.
But is it Wario or Wario?
It's 100% Wario.
It's Wario.
Wario.
War, like war.
No.
You're not going to war.
No.
Like Donald Trump's not going to declare war on North Korea.
No, but Wario will.
Yeah, it's Wario.
It's Wario. WarioWare.
Somebody figure this out.
This is by someone that's played those games.
I've played them.
You played a WarioWare game on the Nintendo DS?
Yeah, but the problem is he goes, and he doesn't actually he doesn't say, it's a me, a Wario.
That one's pretty definitive. The Mario, I think, is a regional thing.
Yeah. Oh, it's a Mario. He makes good spaghetti. Well, Mario, he's a pretty shitty plumber.
People in New York say his Mario. But they're also weird. Fuck them.
Wario.
See, I told you. Wario.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
Because when he dies, when he gets hit by something and he dies, he goes wah 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 wah.
Yeah, but I don't
think
Wario. I just think he's saying.
I'm just saying.
That's a pretty good Yoshi though.
It's not Luigi, you know what I mean?
If it was, I would listen to his mixtape.
You think so?
I would.
Lil Luigi?
Can I talk about mixtapes for a second before we get to this?
I thought we were talking about Richard Sherman and the Tennessee Titans.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I lost the lead.
Sweet Feet Pete Carroll fucking.
I mean, those shoes could not be any whiter.
I was super proud. I was super proud of the NFL this Sunday, but more specifically, I was very, very proud of whatever. I don't remember his name, but the lineman that bucked up on
Steelers lineman.
on Sherman. When they hit Mariota.
Who was it?
He has a mustache. That's all I remember.
Yeah,
the white guy that got the penalty. Taylor Lewan.
He's so big.
I was very proud of that fight. I don't get proud of fights very often, but when it's deserved, that was a fucking cheap shot by both. Was it Wagner and Sherman when they went after Cherry Soda? I thought that was bullshit, and I was very happy of Lewan for going after him.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was an awesome game. Titans aren't my team. They're second banana for me. But I fucking live here, so I'll be proud of them. And it was a really good fucking game. I was when it comes to, they were, by the way, the Seahawks and the Titans were both participants in the bigger picture, the bigger storyline of the NFL this Sunday. Which
protesting police violence against blacks, or is it protesting the national anthem? We don't know. They're burying the lead. I'm tired of it.
I think they just got weak at the knees.
You know who got really weak at the knees?
Who?
Ray Lewis.
Yes, he did.
He took 2 knees. My man's doubling down.
Yeah. The motherfucker that was one of the first ones to publicly shame Colin Kaepernick for kneeling is now kneeling for the national anthem, and he doesn't even fucking play the sport anymore.
Hey, man, in 2008, I was for McCain until the 11th hour, and then I switched over to Obama. It's okay. I'm allowed to make my mistakes. So maybe he realized it, or he realized that he was suddenly so woke.
Mm-hmm. There were a few teams, I don't remember all of the teams, but there were a few teams that just completely sat out, stayed in the locker room for the national anthem. The Titans, the Seahawks, the Steelers were 3 of them. Mm-hmm. I don't remember the other ones. But there were a lot of teams, a lot of players on pretty much every team that kneeled or locked arms in it wasn't, I don't even think of it necessarily as a protest of Donald Trump and his remarks, but more of a semblance of unity for their team.
Is that a semblance?
A semblance, yeah. Is that a real word? It is now. Fuck it.
Hashtag semblance.
I made up gaycation last night at Tidballs, and I made up semblance today.
I love gaycation. So, I'm going to the Bahamas. I'm going on a gaycation in 2 weeks.
The bottom Hamas.
Yeah.
And they, a lot of teams just showing their unity, some kneeling and locking arms, some just locking arms, some sitting out the entire national anthem, staying in the locker room. A lot of national anthem singers, did you see, were kneeling at the end of the national anthem?
Imagine this. You are a 24-year-old girl. And you have
I am a 24-year-old.
You are. Sometimes. Mm-hmm. Give him Moscato. He turns into a 24-year-old girl. Imagine you're a 24-year-old girl or guy, and you worked up to the local circuit, and you've gotten the ear of someone that will allow you to sing the national anthem in front of the biggest audience of your life. And on national television, you go out there and you sing. and the camera never even touches you. The camera never even puts you in frame. It's just who is and who isn't standing up. That's the saddest thing for me. Like I'm like, oh, poor national anthem singer. I mean, granted, they'd probably be singing another song like "Sweet Caroline" or something.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what white people do.
Yeah.
But that's what I noticed because whoever sang the national anthem during the night game, the Redskins Raiders game, great singer. Love to know who that was. If anyone knows who that was, you can let us know in the comments below, or just let us know after the fact. But yeah, taking a knee when you're singing, that's a ballsy move.
Yeah, for sure. You're the one singing the song that everyone is either protesting or not protesting, and you end up protesting it. It's a bold move. It's a bold move, Cotton. I was just, for the record, extremely proud of the way, for the first time really, in the last few years when I've been paying attention to these NFL narratives and these NFL fucking keynote speeches. Like, Sunday was the first time where I was just genuinely proud of the vast majority of the NFL for the way that they handled it, the way that a lot of the owners, the press releases that the owners made, the way that a lot of the owners took part. I mean, Jerry Jones was kneeling with his players. Fucking the Jaguars owner was kneeling with his players at the London game.
That was the craziest thing.
Yeah.
To see Jerry Jones kneeling.
Yeah. And it was.
Or I wonder if he just dropped $1 million.
Who knows?
Like, I don't know. Did he drop his monocle and his mint julep?
Might have just been tired.
He is getting up there.
That guy had to walk all the way down to the field. He needed a nap.
I don't think he's even ever been on level surface. He just seems like he lives inside of a skybox.
Well, he lives inside of the Jumbotron in the middle of AT&T Stadium. I believe that. That's my conspiracy theory.
So it's like Walt Disney had his little apartment up in the.
Well, it's like in Space Jam when in Space Jam fucking the I can't remember his name, the bad guy on the what was his fucking name? Who's the guy that voiced him? It wasn't Danny DeVito. Was it Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito.
The guy that the bad guy that Danny DeVito voiced. He lived in the Jumbotron in the middle of Space Mountain or whatever the fuck it was called.
I'm a big fan of that.
I think that's what Jerry Jones does. That being said, whatever side you fall on for this shit, who the fuck cares? I was just very glad to see that they didn't make none of the owners, none of the teams didn't really make it about whether their players and coaches were protesting or not protesting, but everyone was just showing that there was unity.
Yeah.
And that the NFL as a whole doesn't give a fuck about your politics. That's how I took it. I took the narrative as like, we don't give a fuck about your politics because this is football, and we just want to show that we are a team, and this isn't about fucking politics. You say whatever you want, do whatever you want, but the thing is that we're here to play football, and that's what I've been thinking this entire time, and I think I've said it on the show before, is I just want them to play fucking football.
Right.
And I think that was kind of the consensus of a lot of the teams in the NFL, especially the teams that sat in the locker room.
It's bad for business.
Yeah.
It is bad for business. And, like, I don't know what it is about why it was necessary to speak up is a real. I mean, I'm not saying anything original, but it was necessary to speak up. It's bad for business, blah, blah, blah. But the fact is, at the end of the day, I'm bummed out. I am bummed out that it's not about the protests, that it's not about protesting police on African-American violence, but it's just about, it's completely taken a narrative of its own. And but as soon as I start to think about it, I'm immediately exhausted and I give up to the point where and I'm kind of at the point where I really do want to have an interesting take on this, but I'm fatigued by the fact that the lead has been buried so deep and so early on that I'm half tempted to give myself CTE.
Yeah.
Just so I have the impulsiveness.
You should.
So that I could follow it. You
Yeah.
know? I want to do something about it.
Yeah.
I want to think something else about it, but it's just it's a grab for.
You want to get your head whipped back and forth?
I mean, I do.
You want to bounce that dome off the turf?
I do.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how much this plays into the rest of the fucking football. But this has been something that was kind of going on. And I think the perfect storm, which is the first story that I wanted to bring up for this week, all the media news you need, none of the opinions you want. I think that the perfect storm for this narrative was the fact that Donald Trump is such a bitch, that he's such a self-indulgent, narcissistic, whiny little bitch.
He's such a bitch.
Like, it was really Donald Trump and Steph Curry that really brought everyone together to protest in the NFL on Sunday.
Steph Curry not only brought the Warriors together,
yeah,
he brought the country together.
Yeah.
He is the city on a hill.
Yeah. So I remember when I put this story on, when was this? The 23rd, so that was Saturday. I put this story in the drive on Saturday, and it was almost like the second I put this story up is when everything actually unfolded. And so because on Saturday, before this story came out, like we weren't even talking about the NFL protests. We weren't talking about kneeling or yeah, exactly.
It was college football day. We love college football here.
This story comes our way at BleacherReport.com. Donald Trump says he's withdrawn Stephen Curry's White House invitation. This was written by Tim Daniels on Saturday. BleacherReport.com. United States President Donald Trump said Saturday morning he's withdrawing an invitation for Golden State Warriors superstar Stephen Curry to visit the White House to celebrate the team's NBA championship. On Friday, Curry was asked about the potential trip, and he told reporters, quote, "I don't want to go," end quote. Trump responded on social media. Trump tweeted out, "Going to the White House is considered a great honor for a championship team. Stephen Curry is hesitating, therefore, invitation is withdrawn."
He already said he didn't want to go. You can't uninvite someone to your birthday party when they don't like you.
Well, you can't quit because you're fired, but I just quit. The Warriors, after all this went down, the Warriors released a statement on the president's comments. Let me see if I can get this image bigger.
Which is such a weird place that we're in. Like Anthony Weiner's in...
Yeah, it's so weird.
Anthony Weiner got 21 months in jail for sexting a 15-year-old under the alias Carlos Danger. And that was like the biggest shit a couple years ago. And now he made Comey open up the case against Hillary Clinton. Well, like that's debatable. And he's in jail for it. The Golden State Warriors won a championship a couple years ago. People are like,
well,
sick.
last year. This last season.
Well, I mean, like 3 years ago. Like when we were talking about Anthony Weiner too. Talking about not the year before, but the year before.
Okay.
They win a championship, and then it's great, and then it goes away. Now, they're making comments on they're making political, it's just it.
The statement that was released by the Golden State Warriors, while we intended to meet as a team at the first opportunity we had this morning to collaboratively discuss a potential visit to the White House, we accept that President Trump has made it clear that we are not invited. We believe there is nothing more American than our citizens having the right to express themselves freely on matters important to them. We're disappointed that we did not have an opportunity during this process to share our views or have open dialogue on issues impacting our communities that we felt would be important to raise. In lieu of a visit to the White House, we have decided that we'll constructively use our trip to our nation's capital in February to celebrate equality, diversity, and inclusion, the values that we embrace as an organization.
That's true, because they included Zaza, even though he just didn't perform.
Even though Zaza's a fucking sleeper cell for Uzbekistan or whatever. Remember that story we had?
Hey, if you guys want to know more about that, you can go back a couple episodes and figure that out.
I think that was him.
Yeah, it was him. For Turkey?
Wherever he's from.
Yeah.
I don't remember where he's from. This is my favorite part of this story. Warriors teammate Draymond Green explained Friday the Dubs were still planning to hold a discussion within the team about whether to attend or skip the proceedings. Quote, "We're going to have a discussion to pretty much take the temperature of everyone. We're going to decide what is best, whatever we think is best for us." How the fuck do we have a story between Donald Trump and Stephen Curry and Draymond Green is the most sober person in the room?
Because
how did that happen? How did Draymond Green go from being the muscle to being the brains of this operation? How did that happen?
I think long ago and long gone are the days where Draymond Green could whip his wiener out on Snapchat. And we could have a giggle about it. I think that he's growing up, man.
He's the man now. He's been the man. He's dad. He's Daddy Green of the fucking Dubs locker room. That is crazy.
Call him Daddy Green, friend of the show.
It's so crazy to me that like if you told me on Friday, hey, tomorrow a Warriors player is gonna get in a Twitter fight with Donald Trump, I would be like Draymond Green. They're like,
100%.
okay, who's the second person you think? I'd be like, probably Draymond Green.
Draymond's probably gonna like jump up and kick him.
Yeah. Draymond's gonna create a fake Twitter account just to argue as well with Draymond.
No, we all know that's Kevin Durant's job.
He's gonna use one of Kevin's sleeper accounts.
One of his aliases.
That is fucking that's the funniest part of this story to me is not that like. By the way, this all happened. I forget where I saw this. It wasn't part of this story. But Donald Trump tweeted this out minutes after Stephen Curry said this live on First Take on ESPN.
Which
so he was watching it live. He was watching First Take in the middle of the fucking day.
And if we're going to bring back what we talked about last week, meaning Trump would probably he'd probably be okay subsidizing or having ESPN.
Yeah. He would love to get to fucking push this narrative.
I want to know. Okay, so next week, we may have a guest. We may not have a guest. I have not heard from him.
Pray tell.
Hollis Wheeler, former guest of the show, has made plans to come up and visit. Now, Hollis, for those of you who don't know, is in San Juan. Lives in San Juan, Puerto Rico, which is without the entire, what is it, a Commonwealth? Completely out of power. All of it's out of power. And I haven't gotten a hold of him. Like, he's usually, like, really diligent. Like, he got through Irma, really diligent about posting on our Instagram, kind of like our group thing that we have with a bunch of guys. But I haven't seen anything. I've hit him on every messaging app that I can think of, and so has a friend of the show, Chad Roberts. We cannot get a hold of Hollis, so maybe
Puerto Rico's gone dark.
Puerto Rico's about to go dark if they don't get diesel in the next 48 hours. I heard that on Point with Tom Ashbrook.
Yeah,
9 a.m. on every morning.
Well, we hope that Hollis Wheeler is okay.
But that's the thing. It's like he's willing to do that, but he's not willing to like maybe just kind of put together a goodwill relief package for a bunch of people that might be dying just because their government wasn't good at doing. Like Trump was like elected. And his whole election was predicated on the idea that government is wrong and the people are right. Well, now government's wrong, and he's going to make people suffer for that because they're not American citizens. That's the thing.
Are you talking about Puerto Rico right now?
Puerto Rico, because like there's no aid package, and he's planning on visiting Tuesday, I read earlier. But it won't be till the middle of October that they put together a relief package. So I'm like, this guy's doing this.
This is what this guy's spending time on.
That's like,
this guy said nary a word about fucking Houston, about like any of this shit.
He said it was a tremendous hurricane.
It took him forever to talk about that shit. He's not worried about Puerto Rico, which is a fucking what's it called? A U.S. sister state?
It's whatever the fuck they're called.
It's a territory of the U.S. I mean, he's got like you see all this shit. You see all this shit that goddamn
Rocket Man.
North Korea's talking about, and like this guy's watching the jump in the middle of the fucking day on ESPN.
But
he's getting in Twitter fights with Steph Curry.
For what it's worth, Stephen A. is very compelling.
Yes,
he is that compelling that he can completely flip the narrative of the nation on its head.
So very shortly after this, Donald Trump did this. He had, I think he already had a press conference or like a something. He was going to be on TV. He was going to give a speech on TV anyway. And he says,
at the Huntsville one?
He starts talking about the NFL and saying that if someone doesn't want to stand up for the national anthem, they should fire that son of a bitch. And so that he says that mere hours after this goes down, and that's what kind of sparked the NFL protest and demonstration on Sunday. And I mean, this dude spent a 24-hour news cycle talking about fucking sports, and like we're all gonna die tomorrow.
Hey man, so here's the thing I'm having trouble with. So like, it's the fact that anyone that's listening to this right now or in later knows the play-by-play. We've had the. I mean, CNN it's almost like the pundits on CNN and ESPN switch jobs. Now ESPN people are forced to do some sort of like political advocation and state their political stance when their job is completely apolitical. And now the pundits have to talk about sports. And the pundits have done such a good job at like at saying this is what happened, this is what sparked it. Anyone that's hearing this has already heard this before. This is the problem I'm having is what's interesting about this? Like, it's more troubling than anything, but I don't know what to do about it. Yeah. That's the problem that I'm having with this entire situation. It's like, can we just get mad that Elizabeth Warren's haircut may be too short? Can we do that again?
Yeah. Why do you fucking like that? That is. That's the argument that I take up with the NFL thing is like, why do you fucking care who stands up for the national anthem? Like, why do you give a fuck? The vast majority of people, the argument of people that are opposed to people sitting for the national anthem, their argument is always, oh, these guys live in a country where you can make millions of dollars throwing a ball and you sit down for the flag. It's like, that's not what it's about. So your argument is already null and void. They're not sitting down because of America. They're sitting down for the national anthem because of police.
But it's police violence, and that's the thing is the lead has been buried so deeply that I'm like, we're not even talking about.
It's like this is the right wing arguments against all of the protests are always you're not getting it. Like Black Lives Matter is not saying they matter more than anyone else. They're just saying they matter. And it's like you're going, no, all lives matter. Okay, fine, but that's not what we're trying to say.
We're just trying to say that they matter too.
Yeah, we're not sitting down. Do you
think that the entire Black Lives Matter movement, and this might be something someone's already said before, but do you think that if just like the entire movement had put the word "to" TOO at the end of it, that it would be less? Because I mean, doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
but at the same time, I mean,
but then you say Black Lives Matter too. It kind of sounds like the sequel.
It sounds
Black Lives Matter too.
Electric Boogaloo.
Black Lives Matter too. All memes by any means necessary. Thank you.
I love that.
Thank you.
I love that.
No, yeah, you're right. But my favorite thing, and I was kind of doing a joke about this, but I can't do it anymore, so I'll do it here. That like the funny thing about Black Lives Matter is that their opposition are so racist that they tried to make it sound like they really think all lives matter. And it's like that's how why Black Lives Matter won, is because you made racists say that everyone
Black Lives Matter
matters.
didn't win. Black Lives Matter got neutered the way that Occupy Wall Street did. It got co-opted.
Okay,
by
sure,
Antifa.
fine.
But it doesn't have. Blue Lives Matter.
They won because they made racist conservatives lie and say that they think all lives matter. You don't believe that. If you believe that, you wouldn't say that Black lives don't matter. You know what I mean?
Oh, exactly.
Like that's how you won.
The logical.
So the joke was, if you really want to oppose Black Lives Matter, when you hear someone yell Black Lives Matter, just go, That would be way more effective. It would also be way more true to what you feel, as if you just went, they kind of matter. I don't know if they all matter.
I think that like the reason Blue Lives Matter fails is because they're really good at putting together charity spaghetti dinners and not really good at starting like social movements.
Yeah.
And we've all seen at least one black friend on Facebook Live. They start a movement. They can start their own hashtag. Next thing they know, they got brands.
Yeah.
They're about the brand. You know?
Yeah.
So that's what you good over there?
Yeah, I'm great.
Sorry, I'm a guy without a phone now, so I'm like, yeah, you good over there, dude?
You're living vicariously through other people's Bleacher Report.
I want to touch you while you're looking at your phone.
Yeah. I think I did just get some breaking news.
What happened?
Dwayne Wade is going to reunite with LeBron for a 1-year, $2.3 million deal with the Cavaliers.
Whoa, LeBron's not leaving.
No. Well, he's going to leave because this is just for a year.
Oh, for the year.
Yeah. So we got Isaiah Thomas, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Love. This is the starting five for the Cavaliers.
Winter's coming.
Who's their center? Who's it going to be?
I don't know.
Who was it last year? Do you remember? I'm asking Phil. I don't remember. Who cares? Who the fuck cares? Mozgov? No, he's not with them anymore. But anyway, that's just breaking news. Dwayne Wade's going to the Cavs. Did you see that fucking... Do you care about the NBA, Phil?
Yeah, I do. But before you...
Did you see that fucking Melo trade?
Yes.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I think it's hilarious.
Well, yeah.
I love it.
Talk to me about that.
Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, and Paul George are all on the same
That's
team.
what you have to do to win a championship now. Apparently. So now you have...
The only way they're going to win a game is they could convince the NBA to let 3 basketballs on the court. Because there's no way those 3 guys are sharing the fucking ball.
But then
they can't be on the court at the same time.
For the Washington Generals.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. That's a Harlem Globetrotter team right there. Like that's not a... They found a way to get the legitimately 3 biggest ball hogs in the NBA on the same team. It's going to be a fucking disaster. That's going to be a disaster team.
Yeah. No, it's I
What's that?
It's their attempt at a superstar.
It's like the Galaxy. The Galaxy 8. After the 7 blew up, it's like the Galaxy 8. They're just nipping on the heels of it.
Yeah.
But here, like, so John Oliver did his episode this week about consolidation and corporate consolidation and how companies are making less and less competition in the I guess in the realm of things. Like it was. I mean, I laughed. I recommend if you have an HBO password or you don't steal one and watch the latest episode of John Oliver. They talked about corporate consolidation, and I got to thinking everything is consolidated now. Like that's something that genuinely bothers me. You don't. I think about that. I was booking a flight the other day, and like I realized there's no more airlines. There's 4 choices, and then Oliver said there's 4 choices. I'm like, shit, he's right. There's like there's Galaxy, and then there's iPhone or Samsung, and then there's Apple.
Yeah.
And anything that else comes up gets just swallowed up. Twitter buys Periscope. Live stream is bought by Facebook, and then it's utilized. So now we're building these monsters, and you have no other place to go. There's no other game in town.
Yeah.
And that's bad for the league, right? Do we need
Yes, yeah. This is, I mean, this chase to be the Warriors is like really detrimental for anyone that's not in the top 5. Like everyone, it's like the top 5 teams, and then everyone else is fucked for years. For years.
I mean, Anthony Davis will never even get close.
No, I mean that's the thing.
He's gonna get swallowed up.
What this does is it
Pelicans
entices every superstar in the team that's part of one of those sub 25 teams to go join one of those top 5 teams. And you can't have you can't have the 2 all-star teams or the all-star game to be like consisting of only 5 teams in the league. Like that, you just can't do that.
What if, I mean, think about this.
Just systematically.
If your all-star team is just like the Cavaliers and the Warriors, that's all it is.
Yeah, well, and the Celtics. I mean, let's throw the Celtics.
I mean,
the Rockets. All right, the Thunder now. The
that's gonna be interesting.
You know.
But I want to know why. It doesn't make it fun to watch.
No, not at all.
No,
it makes like 15 games a year fun to watch, but then everything else is like
mad highlights in a short period of time.
Who wants to watch like a Nuggets Pelicans game now? You know what I mean? It's like nobody. I don't know if anyone ever wanted to watch that game, but you definitely don't want to watch it now.
Shout out if you.
That's a good thing about the parity in the NFL. That's like one of the only things that keeps me watching the NFL is that it's like. Every game is real. It really is any given Sunday. Like anyone. I mean, the fucking Patriots barely beat the Texans.
That was
Sunday.
Crazy.
It was awesome,
dude.
That was awesome.
That last throw was was. I stopped and I thought
that's a 40-year-old man.
I thought of you immediately, and I'm like,
it's a 40-year-old man.
This guy's good.
Yeah.
And you know how? And I'm on the record for saying Brady's form when he throws is it's sexual to me. Like it's that little pop that he does.
Yeah.
So good. Aaron Rodgers can't do it.
Aaron Rodgers can do it. He's like the only other one that can.
But it's not as good. It's not as graceful. And Mariota's is pretty clumsy. Cousins is. I mean, I just love Cousins, so he's getting there. But like,
there's like those 2 different kinds of new conventional quarterback. There's like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, but then there's also like the Matt Ryan, Matthew Stafford, Kirk Cousins. Derek Carr type where it's like they can just sling it. They're not throwing they can't throw those super tight like small window passes, but they can fucking throw it.
I don't even know, but I think it's a combination of knowing your receivers too, and I don't think they know their receivers as well.
Well, I mean, the Brandon Cooks, the guy that caught that touchdown pass, that has only been on the team for 3 games.
Yeah, but I bet he was recruited and taught by the book because he's playing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I think that has something to play into it, and it does have something to do with coaching.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did you see? Speaking of not coaching but ownership, Donald Trump's the alleged him flicking off Roger Kraft.
Robert Kraft.
Is it Robert?
Yeah. No, is there a picture?
There's a video.
Are you fucking serious?
I'll pull it up.
Robert Kraft, owner of the New England Patriots.
I'll pull it up right now. Keep talking.
Well, that's weird because Robert Kraft is part of that like NFL, the NFL Illuminati.
You've made that joke before about he's Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah.
He
is. Well, he's part of that. He's part of the team. The team is. This is like a real thing. This is a very real team. Like the NFL is pretty much owned by like Robert Kraft, Jerry Jones, the owner of the Redskins. And then I think there's 2 other owners, but I can't think of who they are. But like they pretty much run the league. They get the vast majority of revenue to Roger Goodell, and they are Roger Goodell's boss. I mean, Roger Goodell works for the 32 NFL owners, but some of those owners pay a lot more in revenue than the other ones.
Yeah.
And Like, it's like really scary when I think about like, I mean, even my guy Robert Kraft, about like how much power that dude actually has.
Yeah, I think at a certain point you got to. I want to know why they chose to protest Trump. Was it to appear woke? Because that doesn't seem like it's on their agenda. But if it is, I do kind of like where that's going.
It's pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful to see people like Robert Kraft. And I don't think Robert Kraft was part of the protest.
No, he said that. That's
but
what
like
Trump
Jerry
is,
Jones.
That's what Trump is talking against. Like he says something. I'm gonna pull it up. Oh, sorry. It's so loud.
I'm gonna blow up.
All right, I gotta figure out where all this sound's coming from. Oh, there's a.
Just don't put the sound on. I just want to see.
Yeah. So
I just want to see a snapshot. Don't put the sound on.
there it is. He just flipped him off. He says very disrespectful to our country, and then tussles his hair behind his ear with the middle finger. And Trump just seems like a catty enough bastard to do that.
Oh, for sure.
So like, where you're like, oh no, that's you're reading too deep into it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen this guy's tweets? Like, yeah, he's very capable of that.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny because they're old buddies.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But yeah, so were Kanye and Jay-Z, and they got into a fight, but now they're making amends. So there's that. Let's keep it on sports. Let's talk about the league changing its kind of its notes, the way it's speaking. You are we're gonna keep it on you today. Aaron Hernandez. I protest the flag by hanging myself with a bed sheet in a cell.
Karen Fernandez.
You had
I hate him. I fucking hate him.
You hate him.
Yeah. Good riddance.
I wrote a question in here, and I want to ask you. So I'm gonna read the article, and this comes by way of ESPN.com. It has come to light that advanced stages of CTE have been found in Aaron Hernandez's brain. From Boston, former New England's Patriot star Aaron Hernandez had a severe case of degenerative brain disease, chronic traumatic encephalopathy. I get that in the first try.
Look at you.
Researchers said on Thursday that his lawyer announced the lawsuit against the NFL and the team, accusing them of hiding the true dangers of the sport. Dr. Ann McKee, lady, I don't know why that's important, but I just wanted to say that she's a lady doctor. The director of the CTE Center at Boston University said that Hernandez had stage 3 out of 4 of the disease, which can cause violent mood swings, depression, and other cognitive disorders. We're told that it was the most severe case ever found in someone of Aaron's age. I say that because you said famously on stage, "Fucking good." Glad
fuck Aaron Hernandez.
Now, and I'm gonna ask you a rhetorical question.
Put that dick in the dirt.
I'm gonna ask you a rhetorical question. In a perfect world where it is objectively true that CTE is this, that CTE does cause impulsive disorder, that B, the lawsuit is not in like a trying to take advantage of the system. Is he at all redeemed?
Well, here's my question before I answer that question. Are they saying that he had CTE when he murdered the people or when he killed himself?
No, after. That's a question that I have about that. But I want to ask. It's not about. It's that he had it. If he had it, would that for you?
Like change my opinion about
change it at all?
No.
So defend
because
that.
he still murdered people.
Right.
He murdered people.
But murdering people because of a dysfunction in your brain.
But I mean, there's plenty of studies and there's plenty of scientific research that shows that a lot of convicted pedophiles like had brain problems, but that didn't change the fact that they fucked kids.
Right, but
you know
doesn't make
I mean?
them. It does make them bad people by the. And I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm just curious.
Yeah. No, I mean he still murdered people, so he's still kind of.
But would that excuse?
I hold that above everything else.
But what would that excuse? Would it explain the murder? Would it like?
Yeah, it explains it. Yeah, sure.
I mean, but it would explain it. But it's clearly it's a better motive than revenge. It's impulsive behavior, and it would change your. I mean, I want you to tell the truth.
It was also, if I remember, I think that the murders were like semi-gang related.
See, that's the thing is like I don't know about his upbringing, and that's why I'm trying to keep it away from that. I just want to say because a lot of this shit gets muddied. You get muddied with they're like, oh, this aspect and this aspect, this aspect. I want to look at like on the molecular level. If his brain didn't work right, and that was the reason for it. Is that excusable? And what does that say about like what does that say about CTE?
Yeah, I mean, it looks really, really fucking bad for the NFL, but it doesn't excuse what he did. I think that murdering people is the penultimate product of this case, not the concussions. I think the one that should be weighed the most heavily is that he killed people, and so you have to hold that above the fact that he had brain injuries. You still have to condemn him for the things that he did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think but
if it was CTE related, then yeah, that means we really need to put the pedal to the metal on fixing this shit.
Right. And now here's the
as if you can end up being a murderer.
You say that, and this is the interesting thing. It says that CTE, which can only be diagnosed at autopsy. Mm-hmm. Imagine if you died of the flu and they could only tell that you had the flu after the autopsy.
Yeah.
Like that's ridiculous. It says that it's been found in former members of the military, football players, boxers, and others who have been subjected to repeated head trauma. A recent study found signs of the disease in 110 of 111 NFL players whose brains were inspected. Now that's kind of a false. Mm-hmm. It's a false positive because those were donated brains, and so who's to say that those are sampled? It's not a blind study, really. But like and you didn't really have like the case study. That whole case was. This article, I had to go back to the top and I had to strip it of all that because I'm curious to know, does that change the sport? What is the pedal to the metal? Is it?
I know what you want to know what the pedal to the metal is.
Justin Green plays rugby. They don't wear helmets.
Has he killed anybody?
No, but they don't wear helmets so they don't hit each other as hard because the helmet causes the fulcrum, so it actually causes the brain to move a lot quicker. Yeah, and it causes Richard Sherman to want to spear Mariota. Thank you, his publicist.
Fuck the Sherm.
To straight up spear. Like I just want to know what that.
You know what the pedal to the metal is? The definitive proof. We kill OJ, and we study his brain.
Don't worry, Florida's going to take care of that for us.
That's a good point. It's a very good
point.
Yeah, I didn't know that you can only examine CTE at autopsy. So that means
I didn't know that either.
We don't even get to figure this shit out until we kill them. It's like football players are like fucking zombies.
Did they kill somebody and then like revive them?
We should cage an NFL player and keep it 28 days later style. And like see if we can study.
I would love to do it with
Ben Roethlisberger.
No, Eli Manning, because his mouth is already agape.
Yeah,
so we can just throw stuff into it.
Yeah,
like
he's already dumb as hell.
I fucking hate him.
Yeah,
I can't wait to get rid of them. Okay. I'm actually glad. That's one thing I'm kind of pumped about this whole like take a knee situation because they don't have to hear about the fucking Manning dynasty. I'm so over it. I just don't like them. I don't like
those
the family.
Nationwide commercials.
God, I mean they can just go 100%. They can fuck themselves from coast to coast. Nationwide.
The Manning
it's on your side. It's my guy.
Corey
Perry in the house. Corey Perry in the house.
Corey Perry's back there, the new hotness. I mean it's the CTE stuff is it's fucking Aaron Hernandez should be dead though. I'm glad he's dead.
See, then I wasn't. I kind of knew that's where you were gonna end up.
Yeah.
But I tried not to lead it there. But I just knew that like. Because once your mind is made up, it's made up. I just think it's still inconclusive, and I'm just curious to know what would cause nothing would it cause you to change your mind?
If we found out that he didn't actually kill those people.
No, that's it.
Yeah, it's fucking murder. You can't just murder people.
Well, you can't just murder people. Do that. Yeah, I mean, but he's like he should be put in jail, but like, and it should be addressed. But we have to look at the cause of that address because sometimes like if he's working and let's say there is a cover up. Let's say whatever the lawsuit states is 100% correct, and we're going black and white here, is 100% correct that they hit it, that the league hit it, and that they put him in danger, knowing that even his upbringing maybe primed him up for that impulsiveness. So someone with maybe a more consistent upbringing may not have the impulse to kill someone, but may have the impulse to whip his dick out in a park or punch a kid, Ricky Jarrett style. Ballers season 3, so good. It's so good, right? Yeah. It's so terribly. It's fucking good.
It's the most misogynistic thing on television.
Dude, when Spencer didn't pull out on the second, I thought that was the best thing. But like Ricky Jarrett style, like punching a kid in the kitchen, like if that's the extent of it, cool. But we don't know the cause of it, and that's why I'm just interested to know because it seems like it's the most compelling narrative in football, other than like I think it's the most compelling narrative in football because I've already said I'm exhausted about the take knee.
Hey, I just want to state the facts real quick,
Mm-hmm.
okay? The New England Patriots might have hid Aaron Hernandez's pass for a while. The Steelers hid Roethlisberger's rape case for a while.
Yes, hid his helmet
and
that
the,
one time.
The Dallas Cowboys are in the process of hiding Ezekiel Elliott's sexual assault case or domestic violence case. What do those three teams have in common? They have the 3 most championships in the league.
So we got to let
Just throwing that out there.
That's fucking.
I'm
That's
just throwing
right.
that
You're
out
right.
there.
No, you're right.
What
are you just like
the 49ers are next, bitches. What are they hiding?
You're
What are
just
the 49ers hiding?
You're just like an even-keeled Bill Burgess there.
I'm
That
just
was
telling
great.
you. I'm
They got
just
fucking
telling
rings. They got fucking
They got rings. You know what they engrave on the inside of those rings? The fucking rape cases they're hiding.
Ooh, the names of
Yeah,
their victims.
the names of the victims. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you take the ring off, it unlocks a séance. If a Cowboys if a Cowboys fan, a Steelers fan, and a Patriots fan are all in the room at the same time, and they take off their championship ring, the devil actually comes out of the ground, séance style.
I'm pretty
and
sure
rapes all of
the
them.
devil himself forges the rings in virgin
Yeah,
blood.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's
It's like Celebrimbor.
Yep. It's like the sign.
It's a Lord of the Rings reference.
I mean, it was sure. I got nothing. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up about CTE. By the way, never seen Concussion, because Will Smith doesn't have a rap song that is specifically about the plot of the song.
Yeah.
Wild Wild West, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm just waiting for him to. Men in Black.
Oh yeah, he
the
did.
Galaxy
He had
Defenders.
he had the.
Here come the MIB. What? Here come the MIB. Wild Wild West is still the best though because he's like, just the best. It's exactly it's the plot of the movie, and I'm like, all right. It's like boom bap. Does I feel it? So let's we got another topic. Let's keep going. I really like.
Speaking of playing the game,
I love this, man.
let's talk about video games.
Talk about bad journalism in general.
DailyCaller.com. That comes by way of DailyCaller.com. It was written by a contributor named Ian Miles Chong. Game journalists defend being bad at games.
This video is funny.
It's not too much to ask for a professional to be competent at his or her job. Game journalists, for example, are expected to be familiar with the medium and have a modicum of skill in playing them. Just as sports journalists don't have to be professional athletes, game journalists don't have to be esports champions. Such expectations are unreasonable, and the only ones making that claim are game journalists upset that one of their own was made fun of by yours truly earlier this week. Ian Miles Chong put out this video of a game developer playing a pretty simple platformer game, and he's just fucking horrible at it. He's just horrible at the game. And the argument arises, should games journalists be good at video games to make them able to have an opinion about them? I think it's a fascinating conversation.
Because how is Ernie Johnson gonna talk about
Ernie.
Hey, Ernie. Hey, Ernie. How do you know about that cross? I seen.
Ernie.
Hey, Shaq, remember that one time Ernie was shooting the basketball and we tied his shoes together?
Everybody loves
No,
Ernie,
no.
but he is terrible at basketball. Ernie.
Man, he got that Doritos chip on his shoulder. Yeah, he's
Shaq, you crazy as hell too. Shut up. You ain't never made a basket in your life.
Man, I like to see you talk to me when you have a Tenactin commercial. So I'm out here hanging with the general. You're here hanging with bitch ass Ernie. Hey guys, I wanted you to. Do they have to? That was so much fun.
That was so fun.
That was
so
the
fun.
most fun I've ever had.
Ernie.
That's theater.
Ernie,
Hey,
Ernie, I play video games every day.
Oh, you know who's terrible? I can't do it. Who's terrible at video games?
I play this.
Shaq, you're terrible. I know I got big old thumbs.
I got broke ass thumbs. I can't play video games. At least I got a ring though. Chuck, let me see your ring.
What was his nickname when he was with the
Chuck,
Suns?
let me see your ring. Show me that ring. Exactly. You ain't got no ring.
What was his name when he was with the Suns? The round mound of
Charles Barkley?
Yeah, the round mound of the rebound.
Oh, I
that
didn't
was
know.
Charles
Was that
Barkley.
really his name?
That was his,
I didn't
that was
know
his
that.
nickname with the
I
Suns.
didn't know that.
The round mound of the rebound. Was it the Sixers?
Oh, when he was with the Sixers.
Oh
Okay.
my God, that is
The round mound of the rebound.
Or it'd be even better if it was the brown mound, honestly, because it was a different time. The '90s were a different time.
Did you see all that weight that Gregor Clegane put on? He's now the round hound of the rebound.
Oh,
You feel me?
Yeah.
So this conversation.
You saw that.
Should
You saw that Where's Waldo gained a bunch of weight. He's
No,
now
I
the
didn't.
round found.
Oh, you find him everywhere. He's so fucking fat.
Motherfucker's taking up 2 pages.
Quit fat shaming Waldo.
Motherfucker straddling the spine on this motherfucker.
So games journalists being good at video games. As someone that went to school for journalism,
Can I get a sample of that?
yes.
Motherfucker, I'd love that.
For someone myself that has a degree in journalism and plays video games all the time and is terrible at video games,
Obsessed with
I actually
Destiny.
find myself on the side of no. I don't think that games journalists have to be good at video games
you're bad at
to
games.
critique them, because I myself am bad at video games. But also, other case in point, former NFL players are the worst commentators in the NFL.
Don't talk about Kiki that way.
I'm just saying.
Let's say Kiki
Ray
or
Lewis.
Kiki.
Ray Lewis needs
Kiki.
to huff some more antler spray, and see if he can fucking sit down and watch some film and
That-
learn how to
that
talk
man-
about goddamn football.
I mean, he's too busy just taking toonies.
None of them. They're all the worst. If you watch a panel for the NFL before a game, the people that know the least are the NFL players.
Yeah, because I guess they're playing the game. It's like, but this is what I was.
It's the same. It's the same with NBA on TNT. Like Ernie's the only one that really ever knows what he's talking about. The other guys are just there like being funny.
Hey Shaq, you think I can catch this popcorn in my mouth? Damn.
Shaq's
I
talking to
mixed it
himself.
up. He is. Yeah.
You're Shaq's inner.
I am.
You're Shaq's inner monologue.
I wonder who's watching Kazam right now. And I bet he's just still reeling from that loss that he had from Aaron Carter in '98.
You ever seen that video of when Shaq tries to stand up to go chase Kenny down to the board and he falls?
No.
It's the funniest thing in the world. That's all.
Does it have like the Curb Your Enthusiasm music going along with it?
I think it actually does.
That would make sense.
To get like the conversation of like do you have like if you want to critique something, should you be really good at it before you can critique it? Is a very interesting conversation because I'm very conflicted myself.
I'm too. Let's figure this out. I'm gonna bring it to comedy.
Yeah, it's exactly like on that one. I'd be like if someone that has never done comedy tries to tell me how to do comedy, I'm like, have you ever done it before? Like, who are you talking to?
But there is something to say about the expression of the joke. Sometimes when you go up and you do a joke, that joke works the first time because it just worked. And I think it's because it sticks true to like an eternal form. Like Stephen Pressfield in the War of Art talks about that. How like things take a specific form and they hark back to like traditional, like early. There's still like things that were done in the Catskills in early comedy that are done to this day,
Right.
Because they're the atomic level of comedy. So you go up knowing that you say the joke. If it does work the first time, then realistically someone can have a good take. It's just
Sure.
about performance because
Sure.
it really is. Well, they say comedy's all about timing.
Yeah.
Not even about material. Look at Dane Cook. He has a lot of material, but it's basically all the same. It's the same note.
Yeah.
But he's got decent timing.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac's Apollo. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. DJ hit that shit, does it over and over again. He pauses and waits. Like, so it's all about timing, I think. So bringing that to games, you don't have to be good, but it helps to know how to speak to a player.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, the biggest reason that I don't want to say yes, you should be good at video games to be able to talk about them is that I know where this is leading, and I know I see the motive behind the people that say that you should be good at video games, and it's that exclusionary culture of video games where they're like, this is for us, and you can't play this. They don't want people that don't always play video games to play them.
Like, how many times do you need to be in a corner and masturbate before
Right.
you get outside and get a fucking sun?
This argument is held by the same people that are like, get the hot girls out of my Comic-Con. Like, they don't watch Sailor Moon. Keep them away from my
Aaron
convention.
Fucking Rogers watches
Yeah,
Sailor Moon.
exactly. And it's like the
lot.
the
He does
people
it a lot.
the people that say games journalists should be good at video games are the same nerds that just don't like to see their culture infiltrated by people that don't know it that well. And I don't like speaking for those people. I don't like those people thinking that they're right. I don't like those people thinking that like their culture is just for them and that it's just like stay out of my video games journalism. It's like no, people are talking about your shit. It's more popular than it's ever been. How about you just go back to your fucking basement? You feel me? And that's someone that's been playing video games their life. I'm just not one to sit here and be like, stay away, stay out of my video games.
Now,
Fuck you. Not you,
this,
Corey.
this article said something about. It said that no, it's absurd to ask that a game journalist be a like a League of Legends huge esports champion. That's too much to ask. That really is. And I think that kind of plays to your point. But I think it's down to like who the audience is because there's different. It's kind of going. Basketball analysts are talking to people that are watching the NBA. So yeah, a player might not be good because they're in the NBA, and it's hard to say that they're watching. Now, what they can add is color because they have experience, so they can add their own personal anecdotes. If they could tell a story. Charles Barkley cannot tell a story. But you have gaming journalists who their audience is people that can play video games. Anyone can have access to a Twitch account.
Yeah.
And anyone can have access to a PlayStation if they have the funds and a game. So anyone that's playing. So essentially their audience is everybody. Do they need to be good at it? No, but I think that the good journalists find an audience. Like name a really highly specific sports journalist. Very highly specific. That knows like
Tony Kornheiser.
Sure.
Or Michael Wilbon. Either of those guys.
They know exactly.
Genuine sports writers.
Nerds.
Like genuine, like not just fucking opinions, like people that wrote about sports for years.
Who's going to read that?
I mean, just the people that all talking about. It's not for you. Like you're not going to read.
I'm not going to read the Wall Street Journal when I can read whatever the USA Today, who's going to dumb it down to 8th grade reading level because I want to feel good about myself for a fucking half hour.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to USA Today because Daddy's had a long day.
Yeah.
Daddy's had a long USA Today. But but I'm gonna go to if I want like in-depth, like in the weeds coverage. I'm gonna go to that big person, and I'm gonna just go that I don't understand it. I just think that these journalists find their audience. What I think is fucking petty is that these nerd gamers think that they can. They just are mad that they're getting any coverage at all.
Yeah.
How do they think these games are getting funded?
They don't like that other people are talking about their stuff. And I don't like that. I don't like that mainly because like I have just as much video game experience as these guys, so I feel like I'm allowed to say like, no, you guys are wrong.
But
like let people like shit. Like just that's a good point. Yeah. That's where that opinion actually does come out of your dick. I don't know if you know that or not, but you can only lose that nerdy persona inside of a woman. Did you know that? Or man?
I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter.
Article. Can you repeat that? This is
I
ridiculous.
can't.
Can you please repeat that?
I don't know if you know this or not, but the only way you can lose that opinion is actually through your penis, through an erection, inside of a woman or a man.
I'm mad that I wasn't there for the first time because it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
What'd you find over there? Is that Dave Chappelle?
This is are we cool on?
Yeah.
Gamer
Yeah.
stuff?
Quit being fucking nerds.
Fuck
That's it.
Gamergate. Fuck it all.
Yeah.
This comes by way of Alex Manerick on Facebook, and this is said by CNN.com.
Alex Manerick, episode
Alex Manerick,
62
episode
guest.
62 or 63?
61, something like that.
Alex Manerick, former guest of the show. Dear Doubters, B.O.B. wants to prove the Earth is flat once and for all. This is a revisit. We're revisiting this one.
This is the conclusive evidence we needed.
He can't pretend that the airplanes in the night sky and shooting stars show that there is a horizon curved at all. Last year, rapper B.O.B. used Twitter to jump on the flat Earth bandwagon, and it looks like he's been riding it ever since. The Nothing on You star has started and former employee of Subway. The star has started a GoFundMe campaign to find Earth's curve and see if our planet is actually round and not a flat disk hanging in space as flat earthers typically.
So he's basically funding us to send him to the moon.
I want to see what I think. I want to see if he actually said this because what Alex wrote, and I'm just going to read this, and if we find it, we find it. He says, Alex is a huge shits on flat earthers all the time on Facebook. He's actually a great follow on Facebook at Alex Manerick. This is a whole different level of stupid. B.O.B. really about to spend $200K of other people's money to find out what Galileo found out for free by not being a moron. I didn't know if he said that he was just trying to prove Galileo wrong, like specifically had beef with a dead 17th century astronomer. I thought that might be it. But he's starting to GoFundMe so that he can go and look at the Earth's curve.
Hey man, I say we have to send B.O.B. to space. We have to.
Do we start a Patreon for his GoFundMe?
Corey, how do you feel about? And I don't know if this is true or not. How do you feel about the first black person being in space being B.O.B.?
Like, is that true though?
Who was the first one?
I feel like there's got to be one.
Space. I'll say that.
First
Yeah.
rapper in space.
Yeah.
Who was the first black guy?
Oh, he didn't make it because of his own challenger.
Oh, well, see, that's what I'm saying. What
didn't make
how
it.
do you feel about B.O.B.?
Oh, maybe that's why they blew up the Challenger. They didn't want him to get woke. You can't wake him up in the 80s. No, you got to wait till 2020. What?
They were sleeping.
Is it too much though? It's too much. Yeah, there were like 9 other people. So like, sorry.
I say we send B.O.B. and Neil deGrasse Tyson on the same trip to the moon.
Neil deGrasse
And they can
Tyson's
sit there.
bone density can't.
They
fuck
can
with
hold
it.
hands and look at the Earth.
No, here's the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just think it's funny to start that. And then I saw Kyrie Irving said that he was just trolling people because there's nothing else to fucking do in
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
You just troll people.
Well, Kyrie went over to MIT and they're like, "Look, man,
He's like, yeah,
we can't have you in Hockey Town thinking that there's
fucking Hockey Town.
thinking there's no such thing as the Earth.
The Earth.
The Earth. That was my Boston Earth.
Yeah, not great.
Earth.
You should
Earth.
stick to your Rhode Island. Stick to your Rhode Island.
Come to Earth.
Yeah, so there's that about fucking flat earthers. I just like, why you gotta like right now the whole trolling culture, like the whole thing, like, oh yeah, it was just trolling. It's basically like a kid starting a rumor and like, yeah,
Dog, you look like that Ancient Aliens guy with your fucking hair like that right now. So here's the thing about
the
aliens.
Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki.
That's my impression. The Anunnaki.
Anunnaki, my least favorite Star Wars character.
100%.
Yeah. That guy turned
Fake
into
news.
Darth Vader. Fuck you.
Fake news. Trolls.
Trolls.
The whole idea that it's like everyone's in grade school again, and it's like it's this game.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, no, you didn't even break it, bro.
You don't have to break it. I just have to get in
No,
there.
you don't.
Yeah.
Those aren't the rules. House rules, dude. Let's ask Alex Jones. He built this place.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole troll thing, it's fucking childish, and I'm bored. Can we just like start like? Can we just make fun of Puerto Ricans again?
Yeah. Well, the war against all Puerto Ricans. .com. You think that's still a website?
The war against. I bet it's popping right now, or it's not because they only have Wi-Fi in 2% of the Commonwealth.
We
Commonwealth, you guys know that?
should buy the domain The Wave against all Puerto Ricans, and make a hurricane relief fund. It's still there. War against all Puerto Ricans.
What's
It's
it
a
gonna
book.
Talk about Maria.
Is it on Amazon?
I will buy this book and I'll put it on that bookshelf. Let's do it. I would love to. I want to know how this is okay. That's where I'm at. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to stories. I just saw that. I thought it was funny. I thought he was personally shouting out Galileo. Turns out Alex Merrick took his own journalistic integrity, and I should have known. Speaking of Neil deGrasse Tyson, he has a real reputation for ruining the physics of movies. And you brought this one up, and I'd like you to read
He's
it.
a real wet blanket, that guy. io9.gizmodo.com. This story was written by Beth
Elderkin.
Elderkin. That's not a real name.
That is that. You know what?
She's Elderkin.
Hey, another Lord of the Rings reference.
I did say she. I did assume her gender, but she is an Elderkin. Neil deGrasse Tyson signs off on Game of Thrones' super scientific dragons. Neil deGrasse Tyson must have binge-watched... it's a lot of conjecture. Tyson chatted about the biophysics of Game of Thrones dragons, focusing on their body type and wingspan. According to Tyson...
This man know about wings, though.
According to Tyson, the dragon wingspans are quote-unquote sensibly large, enough to carry the body weight needed for a flight. He contrasted this to Renaissance cherubs.
I fuck with that. I fuck with that pull.
That's my new DJ name, DJ Renaissance cherub,
DJ Renaissance cherubs.
which have tiny feathered wings completely insufficient to hold an angel child. Come on. He also loved how they, quote-unquote, forfeited their forelimbs to make wings like birds and bats.
Similar to what the creatures in Lord of the Rings did. Third one.
There's no
So
there's no animals that have wings and arms.
No. But I think that... Are there?
The mighty griffin, but the mighty griffin is not real. That's of lore.
Sugar gliders.
Sugar gliders.
They don't got wings,
They don't
though.
have wings. They have just big armpits.
And a lifetime supply of Red Bull.
Yeah.
You want to keep going?
He also weighed in on the whole blue dragon breath thing, though not in a way that's going to make sense to every Game of Thrones fan.
Who has time to know thermodynamics?
Tyson believes that the dragon was breathing blue fire, which, if you take thermal physics into account, would burn 3 times hotter than normal dragon breath. You know, because all of that awesome scientific research about fucking dragon breath. However, there are also those who think Viserion was actually breathing ice.
How?
And that he didn't melt the wall so much as overpower it with magic. I was talking to Chunks Willie about this a couple days ago, or yesterday.
Chunks.
Who the fuck thinks he was breathing ice?
I thought it was like electricity.
You did not think it was
No, I
electricity.
didn't, but wouldn't it be funny if I did?
Viserion is the Thomas Edison of Westeros. He invented...
It's about damn time. Maybe they can
It was
get running water so they can get a
clearly
shower.
blue fire.
It was
Who
blue
thought that
fire,
it was
yeah.
ice? Who thinks it's ice?
I don't know. Maybe it was just like really cold air. It freezes the air, so it like compressed. I don't know. Like what the blue.
Fucking losers.
Does that mean that the White Walkers are warm? That's the question.
No.
That's where you open it up.
The
But like,
White Walkers is cold.
But again, you got to remember a lot of people that are watching this season of this last season of Game of Thrones also learned about it last year on BuzzFeed.
That's a good
So
point.
they're fucking idiots.
But they might quite literally have ice in their veins.
They do. They do because they are body heat. They're neutral. I don't know how do they identify. Zimmons are. I don't fucking care. I'm over it. That's one of those things. I'm already.
I just wanted everyone to know that the man who we hold the man with the most important scientific opinion in America thinks that gravity wasn't realistic enough, but Game of Thrones is. I just want that to go on the record.
Yeah, because George Clooney would never make it to space.
Why?
He's too busy just fucking hoes.
That's a good point. There's no mirrors in space. Why would he be there?
Because he just has. He looks at. Other,
You know what I was thinking
He looks
about
at his
the
own
other day?
reflection in other people's eyes.
So
That's all I got.
in Interstellar, right? Matt Damon shows up in
It's the
Interstellar.
worst movie.
You're fucking wrong, but
bad
that's not
movie.
what I want to talk about. Matt Damon shows up in Interstellar uncredited. He's just in the movie for like maybe 20 minutes at the most. Do you think that he just like accidentally showed up on that set in Hollywood thinking he was on the Martian set? And they were just like, you're already in a spacesuit.
Or the next
We
fake
might as
moon
well put
landing
you in
set.
the show. The next fake moon landing. Yeah. So we send Matt Damon, B.O.B., and Neil deGrasse Tyson to the moon.
Who wins in a fight? Jason Bourne,
Neil
the guy
deGrasse
who sang a
Tyson.
song with Paramore, or Neil deGrasse Tyson, dance major in college.
Oh, definitely Jason Bourne. He does all his own stunts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
He's also invisible. Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne.
Do you think Jason Bourne's got mad cryptocurrency?
Yes.
He's got
Yeah,
just
for
mad,
sure.
mad.
Jason Bourne invented cryptocurrency.
He's got a shitload of bits.
Yeah.
Cool.
Shitcoin.
Shit coins.
Uh-huh.
Let's keep going.
Oh my God, it's Jason. That's my favorite part. Have you seen the new the last Jason Bourne movie?
No, I don't even think I've seen any of them. But I've seen a lot of smash cuts and Matt Damon before, so I think I get the idea.
Yeah. There's a part where they're looking for him in the crowd on like security cameras, and it like goes in on him, and then the black guy that's in the control room just goes, "Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne!" Like, yeah, that's who you're fucking looking for. Of course you
That's
found
a guy
him.
who should have gone uncredited because that's
Wait,
what
who's that guy? Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne.
So there's that. Neil deGrasse Tyson still being the voice. Have you seen his Hot Ones, by the way?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
His episode of Hot Ones?
No.
It's really good. It's really, really good. And he talks about how the only reason that he does what he does and the reason he uses his platform is because he likes to speak. And he said, I am the vessel for the masses. Like, for people want to know, and it's my job to tell them.
I'm stealing.
If we don't like it, we can pick another guy.
I'm stealing this term from the one and only Michael Rappaport. But do you think that there's any chance that Neil deGrasse Tyson is a Tyson is a legendary stickman? Do you think he can dick down a lady?
Oh, there is no doubt in my mind that he fucks it. He fucks Roman style. Everyone.
You think so?
Everybody. There's no doubt. Like,
But he's a nerd.
yeah, but have you seen his shirts?
I guess I haven't been looking
Have you
closely
seen-
enough.
Have you seen young Neil deGrasse Tyson?
No.
Look up.
Is he a stud?
Yeah, dude, he's a good look. He was.
That boy got stud in his blood?
So you learn on Hot Ones.
Stud-blooded.
He's stud-blooded.
He was in a dance troupe, and then so when he was in college, a bunch of dudes wanted to make some money, extra money. So they went to a male strip club, and they all danced. He wanted to just check it out, and he said, "Oh, it's not for me," and he went back to studying.
Oh, dude, Neil deGrasse Tyson
good-looking dude,
was
he's a babe.
Is that Magic Johnson or Neil deGrasse Tyson?
I don't know. Let's check his
That's
blood.
a new fun game to play.
That's
right up there with
Abdul-Jabbar.
my other favorite
That's
game to
Kareem
play
Abdul-
is
I'm pretty sure you're just racist.
my other favorite game to play is this Ghostface Killer or Action Bronson.
It's a good game.
It's a really fun game to play.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson, legendary stick
Good-looking
man.
young guy.
Yeah.
Bill Nye, looking the same.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, and we'll end it on this story.
I like
right here. Speaking of Game of Thrones, the season 8 directors have been revealed, and I just wanted to.
Pray tell.
I wanted to.
Available
This is.
on iTunes.
We're gonna start the Game of Thrones season 8 hype machine right now. Just want to run through the list of directors for season 8 of Game of Thrones. Miguel Sapochnik is on deck to handle at least one episode.
Battle of the Bastards.
And Winds of Winter. He did both of those episodes, which he won an Emmy for both of those episodes. David Nutter, ain't no other than David Nutter, to direct an episode or two.
Who is David Nutter?
He directed The Red Wedding and Mother's Mercy in season 5.
So he's a surprise guy.
Another hitter. They have another hitter.
Hitter.
However,
Hard
neither
on the show.
Sapochnik nor Nutter will be directing the Game of Thrones finale. The 6th and final episode for the 8th and final season
Jeff Daniels.
will be co-directed by J.J. Abrams and Michael Bay. No, that's not true.
Oh,
It will be
I didn't read. I almost flipped this desk. I would have been so bummed.
David Benioff and D.B. Weiss are actually going to direct the final episode.
Oh, it's about goddamn time. Maybe
The-
they can actually
the
read their own
co-creator.
material.
Who knows?
That'd be fun.
So just putting that out there. I mean, they're getting together the cast. I mean, they basically have Mello, Paul George, and Russell
So
Westbrook.
essentially, they're just trying to take. I mean, and this goes back to episode 1 of We Drink and We Know Things. I'm pretty sure that the NBA or the Game of Thrones is a perfect metaphor for the NBA because from the East and the West and the North and the South, eventually you're gonna have to all band together. So basically, what we're saying is that that we're gonna see the finale, depending on how that plays out. It's exactly how the NBA is gonna play out. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna end in a battle to the death.
The NBA?
Mm-hmm.
Who wins that battle?
I
The
want
Battle of the Baskets?
Derrick Rose because he has to sit out because his Achilles is chipped again.
He's also experienced in holding someone down.
It's true. It's true. Doesn't he look like he could have joined? Doesn't he look like he could have joined Wu-Tang, but like chose just to kind of be a groupie?
Yes, I have more breaking news. We have more breaking news.
Let's keep it going, man.
Speaking of the NBA, Khloe Kardashian is pregnant.
Wait, Chloe and Kylie
Khloe and Kylie are both pregnant.
with the same baby?
That would be weird.
You know Kim's having another baby through a surrogate right now, right?
Oh, really?
All three of them.
Is it Kylie?
The father of Chloe's child,
James Harden.
Tristan Thompson. So they're right. The Cavaliers 2037 is going to be the team to beat. Khloe Kardashian and Kylie are both having kids. Who's Kylie's baby daddy?
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott. Yeah.
When she tried to call him, he wouldn't pick
Yeah.
up the phone, baby.
Yeah. He just, every time he thinks about his kid, he just gets his goosebumps every time, you know? Every time. When's that baby going to be born? Probably around like 4 a.m. You hear me?
9 months.
You hear
9
me?
months to the.
I would love to be the doctor that has to tell Travis Scott he's expecting child. To just keep, Travis, you're going to want to pick up the phone because I have some news for you. It's fun.
Let's do some last minute stray stories. Did you guys have anything? You guys think now that since we have you in the studio, any stories that we missed this week? What you got? Yeah, it's good.
For the dick challenge.
For the
Put it on just for the dick challenge.
Put it on for the dick challenge.
Erica Badu.
Erica Badu do.
Yeah.
She do what she do. Hey Phil, you got any other stories?
No.
Anything else? Let's kind of go through the ether. Let's go through the web. Let's flick through the. Kristaps Porzingis should demand a trade. Okay, that's just some conjecture. Okay,
Oh,
let's see.
shit. Jon Snow and Ygritte are.
Getting married.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Who
Cool.
knows nothing now, you bitch?
Got him.
You know?
Got him.
That's what he said when he went down on a knee.
I wonder if he went down on her. He He smells nothing because she. No.
You smell
She
nothing,
smells like-
Jon Snow.
She probably smells like Khloe Kardashian down there.
Look at Grit and Jon Snow.
Dude.
Next up, the Hound and Arya are also getting married in real life.
What is it, Woody Allen?
That would be gross. Can you think of the grossest Game of Thrones couples to get married in real life?
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Qyburn
And
Qyburn and Varys.
oh, that'd be disgusting. I was thinking Varys and that little lesbian girl, the faceless lesbian girl that looks like Lena Dunham.
Oh, that'd be a real bummer.
Yeah.
I feel like
The Wraith. Yeah.
They wouldn't get along very well.
That's fucking gross. They would make the grossest
Shout out,
baby.
Corey Perry.
I'm thinking also, like just for size, like imagine the Mountain marrying Tyrion Lannister.
I mean, I'd just like to see a piggyback ride.
It'd be gross.
It'd be gross.
Yeah.
Well, how many pages of the Karma Sutra do you think they could pull off?
Every single one of them.
No, you know what it is?
They stink and they know things.
You know what it is?
What?
It's Sam and old Melisandre. Melisandre, yeah. Without the amulet.
Without the amulet.
Oh, shitty
Yeah.
titty. Like they both had. Like it's a who's who of shitty titties.
Think about amuletless Melisandre and Varys.
They
It
can't
doesn't
fuck.
get grosser.
He's got to eat her out.
It doesn't
He's gotta
get
eat out her
grosser.
old stinky pussy.
Yeah. Mask off Mountain with fucking
Fucking old ass Melisandre.
the Hound. Get a little incest in your chest.
And on that note, guys, this has been the show. Thank you for listening. 5051 presents Pop Topics. We are here every Tuesday with all the media news you need, none of the opinions you want. I am Casey Shaheen at Gym Class Tryhard, and
I am Matt Boyd at Matt Neil Boyd, Neil with an A on Twitter.
Matt, you want to tell them how to listen again?
You can listen to this on iTunes, search Pop Topics, find this on iTunes, soundcloud.com/5051 radio, spelled out 5051 radio. Also, if you joined us late on the live stream, you can find the archived version of the video on the YouTube page as soon as we end it. I think that's how that works.
Mm-hmm. And make sure you guys just check out our Facebook page. We shared a link to Chance Willie and Corey Perry's new podcast that they just started today. The New Hotness.
Wait a second. Isn't Khloe Kardashian, wasn't her most recent
Lamar Odom.
boyfriend James Harden?
Yeah. And Lamar Odom before that. Yeah.
So she's going back to the future with Tristan Thompson, right? Like he was like a couple boyfriends
He just
ago,
talked
right?
over your plug, by the way. He stepped right over it.
That is her most recent boyfriend, Tristan Thompson?
Yeah.
So James Harden was before Tristan?
Yeah, and Lamar's for him.
Okay. Sorry.
So that makes
I was getting the timeline fucked up.
That makes Daenerys and Jon aunt and nephew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the show. You
That's
guys
it.
check it out. Like stuff. Share this with your friends. By the way, shout out Jasmine. I talked to one of our fans the other day, Jasmine, Buffalo's OG. She told me that she listened to 6 hours of the show back to back and she loves it. So that's cool.
I'm sorry,
I let her inflate my. I let her fillet my ego for hours.
There you go.
So shout out. Be good. Namaste. Shabbat shalom. Hopefully we'll be back next week with this very special guest. Hopefully he's alive, Hollis Wheeler.
Rest in peace, Hollis.
Bye.